She was working in the craft room late after Halloween, and she made something that made me scream. It was gingerbread, which has nothing to do with booze.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going with this. We're doing Christmas gingerbread stuff. Where are you going with this, honey?
Gingerbread! She did the gingerbread. The gingerbread! It has nothing to do with these buckets.
No, it's nothing to do. See what I have to live with, people? Don't you feel sorry for me?
Yes.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye. Alright, guys, so we're gonna do some gingerbread. This is hosted by Jody at Southern Seasons, Shabby Meets Bling, Up All Night, and our guest host is Crafting in Mimi's World. And we're gonna get right into it, guys. So, project number 1. I've been really into junk journaling on my channel lately, guys. If you're not familiar with junk journaling, it's kind of a newer way of scrapbooking in a way, but it's more, you can do whatever, but I don't know, it involves pockets and like tags and designs and stuff. I don't know. And then there's a lot of DIYers, content creators, however you want to say it, that are doing it, that aren't necessarily showing too much of the process. A lot of them are kind of doing a little bit more of a flip through and stuff like that. I've been enjoying watching the process of junk journaling, so I am kind of going to walk you through some of it. I cut out quite a bit of it because a lot of it's just going to be kind of a, it's kind of your own design, your own thought process and everything like that. It's very relaxing. If you guys are interested in anything, definitely ask me any questions or whatever that you want to. You saw that I had a book. I just basically ripped out some papers that kind of fit my criteria that I was into right here. I grabbed a ruler and I'm just kind of ripping the paper down to what I wanted it to be. I wanted that mug in there with the candy canes in it. Since we're doing gingerbread, I definitely wanted some, gingerbread themes in here. We got some gingerbread cookies, so that's kind of my theme for this one here. I did want to put this other piece of paper up here just to kind of give it a little bit more flair, to kind of bring over into the other thing here. So junk journaling can be many different forms of it as well, guys. You don't have to just glue a bunch of stuff down to a piece of paper. You can, there's Bible journaling, there's mixed media, which is basically just art, any kind of art, make it beautiful. You could just have a whole bunch of art in there. You can use junk as in garbage. A lot of people do that. You can paint, and it's basically any kind of art that you want to use in paper or extra supplies that you want, basically, in a book. I have some of these stickers. I fussy cut them down. I didn't show that because, you guys all know how to fussy cut with scissors. But I had the cute little gingerbread stickers. I kind of stuck those down. So the little gold pad there I'm using as a little pocket. That is something that I actually had on a different thing. It is double-sided, so it's on my other page as well. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't show it getting put in here. But it's actually just a piece of cardboard that was from a previous, it was holding some ephemera that I had shipped to me, and I used it. It's actually considered garbage, but I actually just wrapped it with gold foil from a candy bar. So I am kind of throwing garbage in here a little bit, and that's not my main focus, but I'm using up a bunch of scrapbook paper that you can get, and anything like that, just basically anything that appeals to you. I mean, you're decorating this for your benefit, so just enjoy it. So here I took another piece of scrapbook paper and I created a little pocket. It looks very crooked, and I'm not sure if it's just from the gingerbread cookie being crooked or if the paper is actually crooked, but it is what it is. So I also have these little stickers as well. They're like the felt stickers. I think I got those from Hobby Lobby, but they've been in my stash probably for several years. So I'm using up a lot of stuff that I've had in many, many years that I have not touched. What I'm doing right now is I'm making a little tag. So I have some of these like cardstock blank sheets of paper that I got from my husband. And I'm basically just going to cover that with some paper, our paper that we use, and decorate it up. I was having issues with this one just because I wanted to make it decorative, but I didn't want to like overwhelm it. But it had this cute little cookie gingerbread on here, so I did stick this down to the top up here. But with the gingerbread, I wanted the gingerbread to stick out, but I didn't want to put too much on this to kind of just overwhelm it. This little thing right here, this little sticker was just cute as heck. My stickers ended up having problems sticking, so I ended up taking that off later and like having to glue it down. I do believe I show that. So I had to actually take that off later, but anyway, and then I was off camera. I didn't get a chance to show that, but I ended up taking my crocodile tool that I got off of Amazon and punch a hole in that. And I was thinking about putting a tassel on it, but I didn't do that either. But I grabbed some baker's twine and I just tied off the top of it. And see, I was still kind of hemming around trying to think of something else I can put on that tag. But see here, this is where I decided I was going to glue down this sticker a little bit more with my glue. It was starting to come up on that one edge. But anyway, a junk journaling is basically something that you can journal along with what you're doing as well, guys. So if you're going through and you have a day where you're baking cookies with your grandkids or your mom, or with me, it's going to be with my mom. I don't have any kids. And it just, brings back memories of like your childhood or something like that. Journal about it. Write about it. I mean, it's not something that you have to do, but this is kind of what a junk journal is. It's something that you can document, you can look back into, you can add pictures of, like you and your mom or you and your kids or grandkids baking cookies and stick them in the little pockets and look back and enjoy it, pull it out every Christmas and remember the memories of you guys doing that. And it's kind of like a scrapbook, but it's in your own way, and you can create each page differently. This is kind of the new age of scrapbooking, I guess. I mean, it is basically like a scrapbook in a junk journal form. So here I was doing another tag, but I got some rickrack, and I was like, I'm going to add some of this rickrack to some of this other parts of my junk journal. So I decided to go around the gold pocket and then around the edge of that, right where the mug is there. And then I did the top and the bottom of that one tag there. And then these little gingies here I got from Amazon as well, I believe. Or not Amazon, Hobby Lobby. And I'm just gluing them down. They were little ornaments. I cut off the thing when I was talking, and then I'm just basically gluing them down, and then I grab my crocodile on that one as well, and we're going to tie that off again with some jute. Or not jute, some baker's twine. And that's basically it, guys. And then I'm going to stick this in this other little pocket with the other little felt gingy on it, and you could also use those as something to journal in. So DIY number 2. This is something that I'm probably a little more known for, but I'm gonna make a little gingerbread gnome. So I've grabbed a sock, gingerbread sock that I have in my stash, and I cut it off right below the heel. I'm just using the vase to easier to pour. I do use rice a lot. You can also use poly beads. Poly beads can be kind of expensive, but you can also use poly beads or rocks or anything. Just kind of get something to weigh them down on the booty. And then I usually fill the rest of it with polyfill. You can use any kind of stuffing from like pillows or plastic bags or anything like that, just to give them a little bit more of a cush. I tie it off with rubber bands, and then I use some kind of jute to tie it off. And make sure you do that, because rubber bands are not guarantee, because rubber bands can dry rot and crack over time. So make sure you tie it off as well with something else. So here I grabbed my beard. My beard is always pre-cut. You can order pre-cut beards off of Etsy or Amazon. You can also go to Walmart or any place that sells fabric and get your own and cut your own as well. I have shown that on my channel as well on how to do that if you don't know how to cut the fabric, to make sure that it doesn't look like a weird haircut. I put his hat on, and then I glue it down the back. Don't glue it down in the front quite yet, because you're gonna want to put his nose on. So I tie it off, put a little more polyfill on the top of it, tie it off with a rubber band, and now I'm gonna tie that off again with some more jute twine. And then to give it a little bit more of a decorative flair, I'm gonna grab some more of that baker's twine to kind of give him a little bit more of a candy cane flair up there in the top. I'm gonna lift his rim of his hat up just a tiny bit. I'm gonna fluff out his little beard. I'm gonna grab a puff ball that I have in my stash. I'm just gonna glue a little bit down, and I'm gonna stick that right down in his little beard right there. And then I'm gonna push down his little hat right on top of his little brim of his nose. And I'm gonna put a little hot glue down on it so it doesn't move. And then for a little added touch, I have these metal glasses in my stash, and I'm actually just feeding this right through his hat. They are metal, so they're not gonna, they kind of just slip right in. So it's not gonna damage anything really. And then I'm gonna stick just a tiny, tiny little droplets of hot glue, just so that little hat will stick down right on the top of his little nose. And then I decided I wanted to add a little candy peppermint. I was trying to think of peppermint. Little peppermint to the top of his hat, guys. And we're at the final reveal. And this is kind of just showing you what I did here. This is kind of just, I would actually wanted to add more to this. I don't have a whole lot of paper, peppermint, or not peppermint, oh my goodness. I could add more peppermint stuff, I guess. I don't have a whole lot of paper, gingerbread stuff, but we did end up going with Gunther on our little gnome guy. So Gunther, the gingerbread gnome, is our little guy there. And I think he turned out super cute. Our little Gingy. He is definitely a cutie. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I wish I would have had more. I've been sick and I just kind of whipped this out quickly. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, it's not probably everybody's cup of tea, but I hope you guys enjoyed anyway, and I hope it kind of broadens people's minds and everything. Make sure you guys go check everybody else out on the playlist. This is a playlist, and make sure you guys go check out all the hosts and our guest host. Go craft in Mimi's world. She's great. God bless.